Bitcoin holders, crypto holders, investors, everybody out there, what's up? We just learned the truth. The numbers are in. It's absolutely crazy to see how many financial firms have been announcing their Bitcoin holdings. I'm actually shocked. It's a huge number, shocking number. We're going to talk about that. Big things today going on in the market. As always, we got Bitcoin news. We got lots of altcoin news to dive into today, some macro stuff, and much more. So it's going to be a good time. Make sure to stick around answering your questions in the second half of the stream. Reminder to that, probably no live streams next week for the next few weeks. We'll see, but probably not. Just FYI, if you see random live stream notification pop up, means I have good internet. If not, I'll still do some news videos so you guys can watch those. Anyway, let's get straight into this. So, Watcher Guru reporting 937 financial firms disclosed spot Bitcoin ETF holdings in Q1 2024. Gold ETFs had 95 firms invested in the first quarter. That's almost 1,000 financial firms. Yo, these are crazy numbers. I know we have huge amounts of retail participation going on right now, which, great, fantastic. Everybody should be getting, that wants to, should be getting these Bitcoin ETF products, right? However, huge amounts of institutional interest. And I know a lot of that's retail buying on behalf of customers. A lot of these financial firms, they're getting the phone calls. They're offering the Bitcoin ETFs to their customers. I get that, okay? Still, though, wild numbers, okay? I know the price has been down recently. It hasn't been so exciting over the last few weeks, but you have to think about how far we've come. Okay, if you told me 2 years ago, hey, remember crazy bear market vibes, right? If you told me crazy bear market vibes were here and all that stuff, and you say, hey, you know what, man, it's all cool because in 2 years, BlackRock and Fidelity are going to be offering Bitcoin ETFs, and nearly 1,000 financial firms will have sold Bitcoin to their customers in May 2024. And Bitcoin's going to be over $60,000. I'd be going, oh no, but it was at 74K a few weeks before. What are we going to do? Perspective, right? World's largest futures exchange, CME, planning to launch Bitcoin trading. Now, they already have futures trading, but now we're taking it to the next step. Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. It's all coming together. All the pieces. Look at this. Simply Bitcoin reporting over 16,000 Bitcoin have been withdrawn from Coinbase in the past 24 hours. That's a pretty big number, isn't it? Many of these coins will never be for sale again. Yeah, not necessarily, but perhaps. You never know. Depends on who bought them. Is it a whale just running a short-term play? He's buying them here at 60-some K, going to flip them at 200K? Maybe. Is that all retail money buying? Who knows? But that's a lot of Bitcoin being taken off exchanges. And if long-term statistics do hold up, then yeah, a lot of that will go into wallets because people are exiting fiat, or people are making super long-term 5-year, 10-year, longer plays. This is one of the things to remember about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, unlike all of our shitcoin du jour that we like to play around with, Bitcoin's got the staying power, right? Bitcoin is the asset that you can actually escape fiat into. A lot of this other stuff, it's for fun. We make money off it. It's a good time. But there's Bitcoin, and then there's everything else in the crypto markets. And that's something to remember. Bitcoin supply and exchanges falling to new lows, not just Coinbase. It's right across the board. Massive accumulation continuing for Bitcoin. Love to see it. Tyler pointing out, I don't think you're able to comprehend the enormity of what's aligning across the board. A couple of triggers away from the most violent and hyper-aggressive risk on altcoin rebirth that will dwarf any historical cycle. We have so many things going on right now. We've been talking about a lot of these big things going on recently. Okay, from the money printing and the Bitcoin halving and the ETFs and meme stocks coming back and all this kind of stuff. So many things are starting to align, and the picture is starting to show us that more likely than not, everything can always go wrong. Obviously, World War III can break out tomorrow, and all of our market rallies are canceled. Okay, keep that in mind. Nobody has a crystal ball. But from all the indicators we would usually be looking at, a lot of good things are lining up for the markets for a wild rally. And then a bear market comes after that, because they always do. And if you don't take your profits, the market will take them for you. Never forget that, okay? Real quick look at the price of Bitcoin today. There we go. Consolidating after our wild move up, that big fat juicy green candle yesterday. I know it's getting pretty busy here on the chart. Let's just clean that up. We know where we want to go. We want to start climbing back up higher. There we go. That's nice. Nice and clean. Nice candle over the 50-day EMA. Consolidate here. Bull flag here maybe. Rally on up, or perhaps come back down here to retest. Okay? Both scenarios would be fine. Titan of Crypto pointing out here. I better take myself off the screen so you can see a little chart. Pi cycle top update. Pi cycle top moving averages are not even close to meeting yet. Not even close. Not even close. Okay, bull run is far from over. Now, there's a lot of speculation on when we could see the pi cycle top indicator actually topping. Okay. Could be late 2024, could be sometime early to mid 2025, could be later depending how markets play out. Because you have to understand the pi cycle top indicator, it's a constantly moving target. The MA350 and the MA111, they're changing all the time. So if we get broader periods of consolidation, it smooths out the bottom line, making it longer to have the crossover. And I'm all about longer. That's fine. Let's roll it out longer than we think. Okay, that's fine. However, if it comes sooner, I'm ready for that too. Definitely a signal to pay attention to the pi cycle top indicator. Although I wonder, could it be this cycle we get the fake out where it signals and then markets keep rallying anyway. You can always have that happen. One indicator is just one indicator. You can't base too much on one indicator, but this one has been pretty interesting over time, hasn't it? Hey, let's do a real quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is Crypto.com. This bad boy right here, Crypto.com Visa debit card. Absolutely awesome. I've had mine 4 years and got it back in 2020, something like that. So I'm really enjoying this card. It is great for spending your crypto gains because you've got the Crypto.com app. And if you got some crypto gains, you can easily load cash onto this card straight from your crypto wallet into the card. Makes it very easy to cash out, make the gains real, go buy yourself something nice, whether that's a nice dinner or an airplane ticket or whatever it might be. Super easy to do with this card because it's a Visa card and it's accepted everywhere Visa is accepted, which is nice. Now, they have different tiers of cards, as you can see right here. So Midnight Blue is actually a free card. You don't get any cash back rewards with that one. So you can see you can get 1% CRO. So paid out in CRO. Cash back rewards are paid out in crypto, okay? Paid out in the CRO token. So the Ruby Steel card gives you 1%. Jade card like this one gives you 2. If you want to go up the tiers 3 and 5%, but of course you have to lock up a bunch of CRO to make that happen. Okay. So do keep that in mind. You also get, aside from the cash back benefits, you also get all kinds of sweet bonus perks, Spotify, Netflix for free for the first 6 months. So that's pretty cool. Plus you get the higher tier cards. You get all kinds of wild stuff, Expedia, Airbnb, is access to all kinds of top tier research reports, all kinds of stuff like private jet stuff at the top tier. Pretty wild, pretty wild. Free ATM withdrawals as well. So lots of cool stuff, lots of cool features for grabbing these cards. Again, I've been using mine for ages as a convenient way to cash out some of your crypto gains, which is always nice. If you'd like to get your hands on one of these bad boys as well, you'll find a link in the description where you can learn more and get your card. Check it out. Thanks to Crypto.com again for sponsoring today's stream. So let's get back into the news. This is an interesting story I wanted to share with you. Check this out. This guy right here is saying we need to mine as much copper in the next 20 to 25 years as we've mined in the last 10,000 years. Policymakers now scrambling to secure supplies. Now this, why? Why is this happening? Because we are moving into a wildly tech-heavy society. Remember, was it Zuckerberg talking about how one of the biggest bottlenecks for AI is going to be power generation? We're going to have enough power to power all the GPUs and stuff that are going to be made. All this stuff that's happening, the GPUs, the power generation, so everything's going to require more and more metals. The AI boom is going to be a very metal heavy boom, all that computing power, all those data centers, all those warehouses full of GPUs and all that kind of stuff. So I've actually been buying more Australian mining stocks recently as a result of that. Anyway, I don't talk about that stuff very much here on the channel, but I have been. And it's been something I've been keeping an eye on. So as part of the thesis for the broader AI boom, yeah, AI crypto tokens, great. They'll have a nice run. AI stocks, interesting. But what's going to power all that? Stuff like copper. Anyway, just sharing that with you. Another macro story to share here as well. China just dumped the largest amount of U.S. Treasuries and agency debt in history, offloading $53 billion. Its stockpile of Treasuries slid in March to its lowest level since 2009. I think at its height, China had around $3 trillion of U.S. Treasuries. And what have they been doing? They have been dumping U.S. Treasuries and buying gold. Lots and lots of gold. Central banks, especially the BRICS countries, have been buying up huge amounts of gold. Makes sense. Makes sense. You know, when these guys are holding on to these U.S. Treasuries and stuff like that, they can't control the interest rates in the USA. They can't control treasuries in the USA. And of course, look at what's going on right now. You've got the trade war and stuff, 100% tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles because American EV producers, I guess, can't compete, right? Stuff like this. So China is looking at this. And I think we talked about the story recently where basically key scholars in China were saying, it is a strategic risk holding all this U.S. bonds. We need to get rid of them. Okay. So there you go. There you go. That's very interesting. Times are changing. People are getting out of the U.S. dollar more and more, especially the BRICS nations, obviously. Turkish parliament expected vote today on a proposed law amendment on the capital markets law, which defines and regulates Bitcoin and cryptocurrency the first time in the country, which is great to see. In case you guys don't know, Turkey is actually the highest adoption rate country in the world for crypto. And you truly see it when you go there. You go there and it's just, you walk out in the airport, boom, buy Bitcoin at this exchange. No, buy Bitcoin at this exchange. You walk down the street, Bitcoin accepted here, Bitcoin accepted here, Bitcoin accepted here. Oh, there's a tram going by. Oh, it's got a Bitcoin exchange sign on it. It's crazy. Nice to see more regulation coming that'll hopefully be positive regulation, of course, that will not stifle the enthusiasm that Turks have for Bitcoin. So that's great. Big news out of the USA as well. Jake Chervinsky saying the Senate just delivered a deafening bipartisan message in favor of common sense and against SEC overreach. It's impossible to overstate the importance of Majority Leader Schumer voting to repeal SAB 121 over President Biden's threatened veto. Says it's your turn, POTUS. Sign the bill. Sign the bill. Be interesting to see what happens. Co-founder of Electric Capital, breaking it down a little bit more. So, SEC Accounting Bulletin 121 was released in 2022. It required digital asset custodians to treat digital assets as liabilities and hold them at fair value on their balance sheets. Why is the problem? The biggest issue is if a bank custodies $1 billion of Bitcoin for customers, they have to hold $1 billion in cash to offset this liability on their balance sheet, which makes no sense. The assets are not the companies, they're the customers. SAB 121 was clearly designed to keep banks out of the crypto markets, which results in less protection for customers. It is also a conflict with the guidance from the OCC. Of course it is. Why would the SEC actually want to help protect you and keep you safe? That's not their mandate. The mandate is to protect Wall Street. And it's interesting, even they're going against Wall Street with this kind of stuff. Anyway, he says it's in the weeds, but a lot of people could sniff out a political hit job. So what happened in the last 2 weeks? 21 Democrats joined Republicans in the House to pass a bill to overturn SAB 121. The Senate just voted 60-38, including Senator Schumer, to overturn. Now it goes to Joe Biden to either sign or veto. He's indicated he may veto it. So think about that. Think about that. Says, why is all this a big deal? Why should anyone care? Well, Democrats have been following Senator Warren's lead on all things financial and tech. Dems, including leadership, broke ranks with Senator Warren to push back against SEC overreach. This signals a huge shift in power and leadership. The signal here to Warren, Biden, and the SEC and the markets is tremendous. Dems have made it clear they will shift to the center and away from the far left on market and financial regulations. For those following polls in swing states, this is not a surprise. How does this happen? Dems in Congress and Senate understanding the importance of crypto. A lot of hard work for a number of people and groups behind the scenes, and a funny and ironic incentive alignment between the banks and the crypto industry. It's pretty interesting, pretty big. It's pretty big, man. It's a very big moment. Now, obviously, the president has said he'll veto that. Let's see what happens. But if he vetoes that, man, that is just 100% like making it even more. He should pass the damn thing, because at least then he can say, well, see, look, I threw a bone to the crypto industry, you know? But if he doesn't even throw a bone, like seriously, it could be wild to think. And I know people out there, well, you can't be a single issue voter. You know, Trump's this unique evil in the universe, whatever. And on the other side, you have, well, single issue voter. Biden's terrible for whatever reasons, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get into it. You know, that's all just the stuff. If we're talking just about these political issues, just think from a perspective of how many single issue voters in swing states might there be? People who never vote, people who are totally out of the process, but their crypto bags are on the line, man. So they're going to go vote for the guy who is going to protect their crypto bags. It'd be interesting to see. This is the Bitcoin election. Bitcoin crypto has never been such a big issue in American politics as it is right now. Think about it. From 2009, Satoshi just quietly launching the Bitcoin blockchain. A few days later, Hal Finney running Bitcoin. Here we are. It is now a major political issue in the United States. BlackRock's offering ETFs, all that kind of stuff. Wild. Absolutely wild. All right. Altcoin time. Let's go. So, Elon trade sharing. Time to get picky. 2024 set to overtake 2023 in the number of new tokens being launched. Absolutely crazy. So you can see 2023, we had 0.83 million. Now, what's interesting is that this is just for, I don't know when this data, as of April 11th. Yeah, so they didn't actually count. The last month has seen about 1 million new tokens launched, because the things like Pumpfun, Solana just in general, Base in general, the barrier to launching a new token over there is basically nothing. Pennies, a couple bucks maybe. So we've seen just wild amounts of new tokens being launched. This data would already be showing that, yeah, 2024 is already overtaken 2023 if we account for what's happened in the last month. So it's pretty wild. Pretty wild, man. Yeah, time to get picky indeed. Not all of these millions of tokens are going to have value. Only a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction will. Speaking of one that I think has value, Chainlink. Chainlink, my bags. Chainlink is a slow burner, man. Chainlink God here sharing no breadcrumbs, teasers, hints, or secret NDAs for you. Just a straight confirmation that the DTCC, who is a clearing house that does like $4 quadrillion or something in volume a year, kind of a big deal, that they and 10 other financial institutions are using Chainlink's CCIP technology. Who are those other financial institutions? JP Morgan, US Bank, State Street, Invesco, Franklin Templeton, BNY Mellon, and some other big guys. Chainlink, man. It's all there if you look for it. It's all there if you look for it. However, Chainlink has still not done the one thing that it needs to do to truly go to the moon. It has not yet changed the logo for a dog picture. When it does that, Chainlink's going to the moon. Think about it. Hot tech fundamentals plus a dog picture. Perfect. Anyway, jokes aside, great news for Chainlink. Look at that. That's crazy, man. Chainlink. Phantom Foundation Opera upgrade dashboard. So starting today, validators and Opera are upgrading their nodes to be powered by the innovative Sonic tech. So as soon as we reach a certain number of nodes, this will go online. So this is pretty interesting. It's coming. I think some big things are going to come for Phantom this year. I actually added some more to my Phantom position based on that. I think there's great potential for Phantom to have this sort of, you know, rising from the ashes, Phoenix redemption arc kind of thing with this new Sonic upgrade. And there's a lot of, I think, excitement and mind share behind Phantom and everything they're kind of doing. So a bit of a dark horse right now, I think, Phantom. But I think out of top blockchains for its $2 billion market cap or whatever it's at right now is an interesting opportunity. So that's why I've added more. So I originally Got a bunch via an OTC deal. Now we're adding more just from spot markets yesterday. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. As always, guys, I'm just sharing what I do with my money. Never a recommendation for you to what you should do with your money. Okay. Investing in crypto is risky. You have a high chance of losing all your money. I lose money all the time in crypto. Okay. I'm not a guru, just a dude talking about crypto on the internet here. Okay. If you want to see a full risk statement or my full portfolio disclosures, what I have in my portfolio, all my venture investments, stuff like that, you can find the link in the description of the pinned comment on X. So I want to give a quick shout out to my other portfolio companies here. So one is Natix. So these are actually listing now, which is pretty exciting to see these coming out. So Natix is an AI-powered dynamic map supercharged by DPIN and driven by the Natix token. So this is one of those AI camera networks. You can actually go and earn this coin. You can go and earn this coin and make money. So if you're driving around anyway, especially if you're an Uber driver or a taxi driver, or you have to drive a lot for work during the day for whatever reason, you're a truck driver, man, like hook it up, dude. Hook it up. Like I don't drive that much. I spend most of my day on the computer, right? If I had a driving job, dude, I'd be all over this. I think we have other competitors in this niche, obviously, right? But this decentralized physical infrastructure network stuff's very interesting. Obviously getting a lot of attention this cycle. Right now, it's only 100,000 registered drivers. So, it's an opportunity to participate in the network. Use your smartphone, right? You can use your smartphone to do it. You don't have to buy a separate dash cam or something like that. You can actually just use your smartphone that you have and earn. Cool, right? Tokens are trading. So, as mentioned here, token launch May 23rd. So a few days away, right? But still, you can be earning tokens via that. So that's pretty cool, right? I think that's an interesting thing to keep in mind for people out here. Is actually one of the things that got me initially very excited about crypto and into crypto was earning crypto. Because back when I first started off, I didn't actually have wild sums of money back then. Starting off with just few $1,000s coming into the market, right? Which is like all I had at the time because I was just like that into it. I believe that much in crypto. And I started to look, okay, well, how can I earn crypto? And they didn't have this stuff back then, man. I would have, I don't know, got a bicycle and been riding all over the city with my smartphone, earning money, man. It would have been great. Anyway, it's pretty cool to see this kind of stuff that you can participate in nowadays. And it's a great way to earn crypto. When I started off, I was posting stuff on the Steam blockchain. I don't even, do people even use Steam? Is it even a thing anymore? I have no idea. I haven't used it since like 2018, but I started off by posting on the Steam blockchain, just random stuff about life, like travel reviews or like vineyard reviews of vineyards I'd been to and whatever kind of, and of course some crypto stuff. The crypto content took off, so I posted more about that. Eventually became this, right? But I was obsessed, like, how do I earn some crypto coins, man? So I was doing stuff like that. There's lots of different ways, of course. This is, driving around and sharing your data is just one way to do that, of course, but still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. All right, now, and another shout out to another one here, which is SubSquid. SubSquid also going live today, actually. So, guys, not recommending you run out and buy or sell or hold these coins. Okay, we're just talking about some hot new coins that are coming into the market, things people are talking about, new narratives that are forming up, new opportunities, stuff like that. Okay. Anyway, what are these guys doing? Google of blockchain kind of stuff. So, a peer-to-peer network to batch query and aggregate terabytes of on-chain and off-chain data in a ridiculously efficient way. Got to be ridiculously efficient, man. If you're not doing it ridiculously efficiently, what are you even doing, right? What are you even doing? I love it. These guys, I actually share this. These guys are currently 100 plus supported networks, 50,000 indexers deployed, 40 billion data lake requests, 5,000 plus dApps being powered. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Now, what's interesting about these guys is that they've just come out. It's actually a pretty powerful niche, this kind of data availability for dApps. We've seen competitors in that arena rise to very, very large market caps. So Now, I'm a private round investor in this one, as well as in Addicts. Again, you can find those full portfolio disclosures in the description. And I have no plans on selling my coins anytime soon. I think this is an interesting one for what it has to offer and what it can potentially do. So I know these data infrastructure projects can be a bit nerdy sometimes, but they've got a squid. Hey, come on, that's a step up from Chainlink, isn't it? That's a lot more memey. Maybe if they like put a dog with the squid, huh? Anyway, we'll see how it turns out. But I like this kind of stuff. Cool tech coming out. I like to see it. Real quick shout out as well to the guys over at Yield Nest. So opportunity for you guys. Now, Yield Nest is the newest liquid restaking protocol. Okay. So I've personally taken some ETH, put it over here. Again, I'm a participant in their network right now. I'm also a private round investor in this one. Full portfolio disclosure. So anyway, this is an interesting one. It's got some pretty interesting backers behind it. The guys behind like Curve Finance and stuff are very deeply involved in what they're doing over at Yield Nest. If you know about Curve Finance, it's big time in DeFi. Okay. Anyway, you can do the usual, bring your ETH over, put it into the restaking protocol. They've got an airdrop coming up and stuff like that. Okay. I'm participating. I've put some ETH in. Let's see what happens. But that's an opportunity. As you can see here, the website yieldnest.finance, yieldnest.finance for anybody looking to take some extra ETH, maybe earn some yield on it. Okay. Okay. So that's that. Okay. Let's now open up the floor to your questions. Grab yourselves a drink. Let's get it going, guys. Let's get it going. What do you want to talk about today? What wallet am I using for Rose? Their official wallet, whatever that is, the web-based wallet. So that's the one I'm using. Yeah, it's on their website, I think. But yeah, that's wherever their official one is the one I'm using. Heavy says, I just created an Benji liquidity pool on Aerodrome just for the funnies. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it was cool doing it. Rock and roll. Felt like I was contributing to the cause. Nice. Just be aware of, the impermanent loss and stuff like that. Trading with two very volatile pairs can be tricky. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But if the arrow rewards are sufficient, then it can be pretty good. I was thinking about throwing some money into the Benji pool as well, but I haven't done that yet. I don't know. I was thinking, I could throw some liquidity in there, but then it's like, I could just hodl my Benji. Don't take the risk of impermanent loss. So something to keep in mind. Is Coinbase a good exchange? Yes. The best exchange, says my giant Coinbase stock bags. Look, Coinbase is a great exchange. It's a safe exchange, quote unquote, for crypto exchanges, right? It's a very highly regulated exchange. They're like the Boy Scouts of the crypto industry, hardcore, playing by the rules as much as possible, I think, over at Coinbase. Fees are a problem. If you're using the Coinbase like broker service area, the fees are quite high. You really have to use Coinbase smartly, and it's not always apparent how to do that, right? So they want to get you into the higher fee. Like, even the swaps, I think on Coinbase Pro, they still 0.5%, which is like by industry standards, like 2, 3, 4 times as high as some other competitors. So there's that to consider. Okay. I know for some of you guys, Coinbase might be like one of the only options you have in some states in the United States and stuff like that. Personally, I don't use Coinbase because they're not available in New Zealand. I use Binance mostly, but look, Coinbase is a fine exchange. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. There you go, except the high fees. But, is what it is. I didn't sleep today because I wanted to ask you about DIM, Injective, and TAL. Will they come back to all-time highs? Look, right now we are in a major downtrend for all altcoins. It had a little bit of a bump yesterday, which is nice, but realistically, altcoins have been slaughtered during this recent downturn in the market. A lot of them
will go back to all-time highs. A lot of them will find a lot of footing and do very great things moving forward. Dimension totally depends on how many roll apps come out and how much adoption that gets, and can we get a few good airdrops. I got an airdrop from staking some Dimension coins, and it was worth, I don't know, like $15. I was like, okay, that's cool. So I'm down. This is for our 10x portfolio experiment. So I'm down $250, but I got a $15 airdrop. Winning, I guess. I'm sure it'll come back as well. I'm not sure. I think it's got a decent chance to come back at some point. Injective, yeah. I withdrew about 20% of my Injective, and I might actually take more out. I've been thinking about this recently. Like, how much do I need to make off? And maybe it's gonna be enough. Anyway, I withdrew about 20% of my Injective from staking the other day. I have sent that to BINANCE. I've got a sell order on it at $75, which is quite a bit higher than the current price. I think it will go back to make new highs. I think Injective's got enough of that sort of like hype and mind share going on this cycle that it'll see some nice price action. Tau, I don't know enough about it. I know we did a video on it, but I don't really watch the price action and stuff. Maybe we'll see. Probably. I think the AI hype alone is enough to just get that going. Plus the cult-like bag holders for Tau, probably enough to get it going. So you got to think, man, if we get the kind of altcoin season that I've speculated we could get, where right now we're at $700 billion, say $700 billion price, somewhere around there, maybe 600 billion. Don't know. I haven't looked at it today. That's for all coins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. We're probably going to go to like 3 trillion. Let's say we only go to 2 trillion for all those altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everything's going to go up, some more than others. So will these go back to all-time highs? Probably. In that scenario, most likely, but not necessarily, okay? Not necessarily. You have to understand, not all altcoins are going to make it. Even in the cycle, some just die very quickly. So keep that in mind. I don't have a crystal ball. You made me paranoid about selling it. I know you have good intentions for us not to hold the bag, but how not to quit too soon. Yeah, that's the tricky part. Well, look, there's lots of different ways, right? You got to understand one thing. You are not going to perfectly sell the top. I mean, look, okay, you know what? Let's put this. You might be the extreme exception. You might be the one guy who perfectly sells the top, but probably not. And as soon as you realize that, you're going to figure out that you don't actually need to perfectly sell the top. If you can sell kind of close-ish to the top, that's great. If you can consistently take out money as your assets continue to appreciate in price, also pretty good. I know, guys, we're not talking about dividend stocks here. You can just plonk some cash in and forget about for 20 years, okay? We're talking about wild tech startup scene, essentially, where the failure rate's 90% plus. Even the ones that don't fail and just limp along for years don't do anything. When you have that life-changing money in your hand, you got to take the profits, okay? And there's lots of ways to do that. But what you don't want to do is hold your bags down through the next bear market. Okay, so I've made a video talking about top signals. I would suggest you go and check it out. It's very informative. There's also some videos on like how high things could go in terms of like altcoin market cap and stuff like that. Some price predictions for the different top coins to give you some guidance on what you might want to look for, some frameworks that you can use to hopefully make that decision on when to pull the trigger yourself. Okay. Cameron, with all the innovation, do you think Link having a future beyond this bull run? Yes. Yes. Absolutely, man. Look, Chainlink is some of the most critical infrastructure of the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem. I don't see it going away personally. It doesn't mean that it's not going to have a vicious drawdown in the next bear market, but it'll still be here. I think Chainlink cemented itself. I'm still staking every single one of my Joe coins, man. They're sitting there. They're earning cash. It's good. It's good. What's your take on Near? Near? It's an interesting one. We did a review on that, or an explainer video on that the other day. I think, hats off to Near. They're doing some pretty good stuff. Technically quite robust. Obviously, now is that like, hey, you really got to catalyze into some good apps and stuff like that. And they've got like, what was it, one app taking up about half of their active users or something like that. Great. They've got a killer app. Fantastic. They need more. All right. So I think Near has really been proving itself to be putting in the staying power, capturing some market share, all that kind of stuff. Let's see what happens. Shout out to ICP. Solid Snake. I love that game, man. Love that game. What was it? Gosh, what was the Nintendo one of it called? Or not the Nintendo, PlayStation one, where you got to crawl around in the box and, you know, the guys would come up and tap the box with their like AK-47s or you're hiding in the box. That was great. It's a good game. Good game. Oh, I better get caught up in the chat. We're a few minutes behind here. What happened to your IC? It's still coming, man. It's still coming. The thing is, we're slowing down massively on the coin review videos because you guys aren't watching them. So why should I make an ICP video as a priority? But we will make it. I made a short list of videos that I still would like to do a review on. ICP is one of them. Oasis Network, Monero, Caspa, I think, is on the list. A couple others. But a lot of stuff like, yeah, we were going to review like Stellar Lumens and Optimism, but screw that, man. What a waste of my time and energy. You guys don't want to watch it. I don't want to talk about it. Who the heck wants to buy Optimism tokens? Who wants to talk about Stellar Lumens, man? Anyway, I'll get to it. It's on the list of things to do, man. One of these days, ICP guys, I'll do a video for you, okay? EMC down brutally. Yes, not good. Bad. Saw it was down bad today. Yeah, people capitulating on their bags. I mean, it'd be nice to see the EMC team, you know, really hit head on like that big fully diluted valuation and stuff like that. You know, a lot of those coins supposedly not getting into circulation and stuff like that. So great, but I think we need a big token burn. I think we need some good staking to come in and stuff like that. Mainnet's coming up in like July, so there's stuff coming up for it. I'm holding my bags, but yeah, I'm not going to say it's been an easy ride. It's definitely been getting hit pretty hard. I mean, everything else up yesterday. It was down like 30%. Drink to that. Crikey. It's one of those times when that should not be Perrier. Man, I should have some vodka in it. Holy cow. All right. Oh, yeah. Metal Gear Solid. Yes. Yeah. That's the one. Metal Gear can do. You guys. You can do, guys. I tell you. I have no idea. Says the cooking trucker. I have no idea how high Neon will go this bull run. I've only briefly looked at Neon. What is it? Neon's like is it like a layer 2 Solana EVM compatible thing? Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I barely know what it is, let alone a price prediction for it. Sorry. Adam, I think the Cosmos ecosystem is great. There's been so many just absolute gems coming out of the Cosmos ecosystem. The Atom token, it's always been a bit of a kind of a disappointing token, I think. It'll have some price action, sure, but man, it just doesn't get any hype, does it? The Cosmos ecosystem, huge, vibrant, great. The underpin of all that, Cosmos and the Atom token, meh. But I love the Cosmos ecosystem. I don't know. I just haven't seen the Atom token get very much hype and excitement around it. Do you have time to play the games? I do not. I'm big into gaming Thesis because I know that people love playing games, and I love games, but I don't have time to play games. I got little kids, man. Who's got time to play video games? Crikey. Be fun to. There's some really beautiful games coming out, man. I'm sure you guys seen like Illuvium. Looks good. I'd love to sit down and just spend an evening playing Illuvium. Doesn't happen. I got some extra time in my hands. It's, you know, sitting down and doing some weights for a half hour or 45 minutes, something like that. It's doing something else, unfortunately. No time for playing video games. But I think the video game investing thesis in crypto still has legs. I know it's been pretty rough for games over the past few months with the altcoin sell-off, but yeah. Oh, here we go. Nice. ARC DCA. I love to hear this. This is great. It's exactly what I was just talking about, guys. Arc DCA says, I have been making a killing mapping for Hivemapper and I'm excited for Natix. Exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. Get out there and earn those coins, man. I love it. Yes. Yes. Think about that. Now you can run two. Now you can run two at the same time. Double earnings, man. Drive around, map for both of them. Screw it. Nice. I love that. That's great. I love hearing that. Frankie, any advice for people tempted to trade who should just hold? Yeah, I think the biggest thing you need to understand is that the odds are against you for trying to trade a bunch. Because chances are you're not the kind of most people, in order to be a good trader, you have to be just totally dedicated to it. You can do some casual trades if you're really, there's a difference between like day trading, which is just, why would you want to be glued to the screens, like looking at charts going, you got to be a certain person to want to do that. Not me. I like doing what I do, talking about the news, talking to you guys, all that kind of stuff, just sitting around clicking buttons. For most people though, they can't do that. They'll be bad at it because they're not dedicating themselves to it, and they'll massively underperform. So most people are going to be better off just buying and holding because it's going to be a lot simpler for them. Okay. You probably don't have much time on your hands. A lot of people rarely have time to go out and live their lives, let alone even farm airdrops or try and chase a lot of the opportunities happening in the crypto market right now. So for most part, most people are going to be better just buy and hold, realistically. Okay, there are opportunities, obviously, for trading all the time. A lot of people make a lot of money. And because you see people bragging about making a lot of money, it tempts you into going into doing something that you don't really know how to do. It's like when you watch, like, you ever see those guys surfing those giant waves off of like Portugal? Shout out to Heidi from Crypto Tips and her husband. He does that. That's crazy shit, man. That's crazy shit, Mr. Crypto Tips. Anyway, that stuff's crazy, man. You look at that and go, yeah, man, that looks cool. It's like, this is the equivalent. Like, you see that guy out there doing it. He's the guy who can do the day trading, right? He's got the experience. He's built himself up over years. He knows what he's doing. You go out there, you're done. You're done. Okay. And that's the average person trying to get into crypto trading. You're going to just wrecked, swamped under the waves, gone. Okay. Gray hair. I know, dude. I know. I was looking, the dude was cutting my hair the other day. He's like, whose gray hair is this? What is this? Get this out of here. This can't be mine. I know, guys. Benji. I know, man. Benji, let's go. Let's go. The good boy. As we get closer to the top, what else are we going to be talking about, man? Of course, we're going to be talking about this. We get close to the top 100%. I've got a list of top signals. I shared most of them in the top signals videos, a few others that we'll throw in there as well. But as we start to get to those areas in the market, we'll be talking about that extensively. Obviously, when I start selling down my altcoins, we're going to be talking about that extensively. Okay. So we got you. Don't worry. It's going to make great content here on YouTube. We'll be talking the hell out of it. So don't worry. What do you think is needed for people on the sidelines to start believing in Bitcoin? Some people are just never going to. You have to understand that. Some people are just, they don't have time. They're working 3 jobs, man. Some people are never going to start believing, and they don't need to. They don't. There's only a certain amount of people globally who will ever even be able to be investors. So if you're an investor, thank your lucky stars that's you. For all the haters, the no coiners and stuff out there, I think every single day that these institutions get in, the financial hedge funds, the endowments, the pension funds, the BlackRocks of the world, all this kind of stuff. I mean, if you don't see that Bitcoin's a serious asset class after all that, then you're just a hater. I used to have this buddy, and he was definitely in that sort of like, once he's made his mind up on something, no other information matters in the future. It's nope, I made my mind up on that 10 years ago, and now this will be my opinion on it forever. Do you know much about it? No. Did you know much about it then when you made your opinion? No. But this is still your opinion? Yes.
you know, that's just the way some people are. You can fight it if you want, but it's just the way some people are, man. The Pumpfun, I don't really know that much about Pumpfun. I mentioned it yesterday just in the fact that on the stream that it was creating so much fees for people. Everyone's over there gambling on whatever they're doing over there. But there was a big hack over there. I don't know much about the hack. The guy's like giving a bunch of the money away or something. I don't know. It's a weird situation. I haven't looked into it very much, to be honest. So have you look? I did. I went and looked at Alienbase yesterday. Okay. What was my conclusion looking at it? Very, 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 very early, right? Very small cap coin. Not recommending to buy, selling, that kind of stuff. But I did go and look at the site. Okay, I checked it out. Very low total value locked. I imagine very, very low liquidity. Very small market cap. So if you're looking at this as some kind of like, you know, Hail Mary, like, screw it, I'm going to throw some money in. It's such a small market cap. Maybe it takes off. Maybe it pumps. Sure. I mean, I get the idea, right? I'm looking for the next Aerodrome finance or something like that. But sometimes the winners just keep winning. And the competitors are never able to compete because the winners just win so much. It's hard for anybody else to even come in and capture market share. Not saying that's the case here. I'm just throwing out those thoughts there. I looked at it, said, well, yeah, interesting. I wish them and your bags the best. Let's put it that way. Okay. We'll do one or two more here, guys, and then we will finish up for today. Got some HBAR, not real, don't have a heavy conviction about it. I've never been super, I don't know what it is, man. I've looked at it a few times. I've just never been into HBAR, man. Just could never find myself like, yeah, man, hash graph, let's go. I wish anybody who holds HBAR, your bag's the best. Obviously, guys, no hate around here. Just saying what I have done or not done with my money, okay? Let me see. AJ McFaddy wants his $10 back. It's not how super chats work, man. Look, I can't always get to all super chats, okay? I don't necessarily prioritize the super chats. If you guys want to send super chats, that's fine. You can see most of the super chats today are just the can do guys spamming, trying to get attention, which I'm ignoring for obvious reasons. No hate can do guys, but you know, that's not what we're doing over here. Your whatever the heck this is, do you ignore other base projects you haven't loaded up? No, we talk about other base projects. Absolutely. Why not? We talked about all kinds of different base projects here on the channel before. Okay. Talked about Alienbase. I don't have any of that. Probably won't. Talked about, I don't know, Toshi the other day. So whatever. I don't mind. We talk about things I don't have positions in all the time, my dude. SUI and the open network. All the other questions answered, ICP and all these other sort of things. Okay. So Peasy, I have never heard of it. I have absolutely no idea what it is, my dude. So how am I supposed to talk about it if I have absolutely no idea what it is? There you go. I'm not trying to, you know, selectively ignore you or anything like that. I just have no idea, man. What am I gonna say for something I have no idea about? I have no idea about that. Thanks for the super chat. There you go. There you go. Sweet. Yeah. Where are we at? Where to buy? Well, SubSquid, go check out their socials if you're interested in that. Be very careful about listing hype and all that stuff, man. Sometimes things get pretty crazy on listing, okay? Be careful. Be careful, okay? Okay, where are we up to? Hey, Lark, I can't see Jupiter hitting $20 to only 13% of the coins being in circulation. This last question we're going to finish up on. I feel you. I know what you're saying. The question is, when do the rest of those coins come into circulation?
Most of it's over years. We're talking years. The next 4 years alone, for example, we get multiple airdrops. So next year we get another, I don't know, 10% of the coins or whatever airdrop to people who are using Jupiter, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So that's one. But then it's another year before we get another airdrop, and another year after that before we get another airdrop. Now, if the market's going to top sometime in 2025, you only have one more major injection of coins between now and then. Doesn't need to get up to $20. $20 is like my oh shit price. If it gets up to $10, I'm pretty happy. Okay, but I think it can get up to $20 potentially. We'll see, of course. We've got a lot of stuff still coming in, a lot of coins, right? But you have to understand they're not all coming in instantaneously. It's going to be years before that stuff comes in, and you don't need to have the full market cap dilution of all the coins in play in order to try and get a good price target out of it. Because if only, let's say, 25 or 30% of the tokens are in circulation at the market peak, because that's it. It's not going to be, again, 2025, likely market peak sometime. 100% of the coins are not going to be in circulation. Maybe 30% will be. And if that's the case, $20, in my opinion, is a possible whole shit target. If I get $10, man, I'm honestly pretty happy too. So that wouldn't be bad. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. You're awesome. I'll see you, well, whenever we stream again next time, because we're not doing A streams next week, likely. We'll see you again soon. Peace. Bye.